I love that we get to be here, and hopefully you guys are out there with your teams and be there together to support one another. We heard some great results here, getting a lot of appointments or making at least a lot of phone calls and messages. So we hope that you got the same results wherever you are. And so now we want to talk about the sponsoring appointment. So you made the call, you got the appointment, it's on your calendar. Now what are you going to do? Okay. So let me ask, how many of you guys think that maybe sitting across the table with somebody and sharing the Arbonne opportunity with them might be a little bit scary to you? Okay, it was really scary to me in the beginning. I would much rather sit in front of a group of people and do a party and share like that than one-on-one. And some people are more comfortable one-on-one. So, but what I want to tell you about sharing this business, number one, is that I think so many times why we hesitate is because of our fear, okay? And whatever that is. So what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of them telling you no? Are you afraid of rejection? Are you afraid of not saying the right words or whatever it is? What I want you guys to know is if that is what's in your brain as you're going to this appointment, you're thinking all about you. Okay, and in this business, we are taught to think about other people and to not focus on that rejection. I want you guys to think about what it would be like and what your life would be like if your sponsor hadn't shared Arbonne with you. That is truly what makes me go, okay, I can tell anybody about Arbonne. Because if Arbonne wasn't in my life, I honestly don't know where I would be. And it just is so sad to think about that. So this is your opportunity to give them that same blessing and that same gift. I want to share just a couple of things because I want to talk about your mindset. And we've talked about that a little bit before. But so your mindset going into a one-on-one sponsoring appointment. And I read this in a book that I read recently, and it's just fantastic. And it says, the cure for the fear of failure is not success, it's failure. The cure for the fear of rejection is not acceptance, it's rejection. You have to be exposed to small quantities of whatever you're afraid of, because that's how you build up immunity, all right? So that's why don't be afraid of the phone calls. Don't be afraid of the one-on-one appointments, whatever that is. Get rid of that fear because that's all about you. So we're going to talk through a few steps of how to have a successful sponsoring appointment. And the very first thing before you walk in the door, and whether you're meeting them for coffee or getting lunch with them or whatever, is you have to, again, go to your mindset. What are you thinking about before you walk in? Are you thinking, okay, well, I just asked them to do me a favor and take a look, and this is just going to be a waste of their time, and, I feel really bad? Or are you thinking, I have this incredible gift to offer them, and I get to share with them what a blessing it's been in my life, how it can be a blessing in their life, and I cannot wait until I get the chance to tell them, okay? That's where your mindset needs to go. Now, again, just like Christy talked about and Linda talked about, do whatever you have to do to get pumped up, to get into the zone, to get to that place before you go in there, whether that's reading an Eye on Arbonne story or listening to a powerful Learn and Burn, or listening to Cecilia's speeches at GTC. Those always fire me up. So whatever it is, do that before you go in there. And then the very last thing before you walk in the door and you sit down is just detach yourself from the outcome. It doesn't matter if they say yes or no. This is just your job, is just to share with them, okay? All right, so the very first thing that we're going to do is what? Once you get into the appointment, and this is really the basis of the entire thing, is listen, listen, listen. This is not your opportunity to tell them all that you know about Arbonne, okay? The whole purpose of this meeting is to find out if it's a fit for them, and that's exactly what I say to people when I'm contacting them about the business is, hey, this may be a fit for you, let's find out if it is. And so you want to listen and find out where, what their needs are. Find that gap between what they have right now and what they really want out of life. And to be honest, some people don't know what that is, okay? Some people don't know that they're missing anything. I have a girl on my team right now that when I first talked to her about the business, she said, oh, I love my job. It's great. I get this and this and this, until she found out what we had in Arbonne, okay? There's nothing that beats what we have in Arbonne. So you want to find that out and find out, how Arbonne can fit them. Listen for what they want out of life, their desires, and then those areas that maybe they're discontent. It's really going to depend on your relationship with the person, whether it's somebody that you just met, maybe at a party, or maybe it's somebody that you know, you've known for a long time and know them well, your questions that you ask them are going to be very different, okay? But basically what you're wanting to do is to find out about them. So, and when you ask these questions, you're going to find out their why, right? Because everybody has a reason to do this business. And you asking those questions is what's going to help you find out, okay, this is their reason. This is why they would want to do this. And then you get to show them how that happens. So you want to ask open-ended questions, okay? Ask things that they're going to be able to expand on. And it's just, you want it to be very casual and just say, hey, how's your job going? And then, okay, they're going to tell you how it's going. They may say it's great, or, well, gosh, I don't like my boss, or, those kinds of things. Or maybe that their husband has had to work a couple jobs, so how is your husband, is he still working a few jobs, and that kind of thing. If you don't know them really, you might just ask them, so what do you do? Do you work outside the home? And you want to find out about them. But again, ask them those open-ended questions that's going to get them talking and not necessarily you talking so much, because we all want to do that, right? I mean, I could talk to a wall, okay? So that is my comfort zone, is to just talk, okay? But that's not helping them in any way. And they're hearing all what I love about Arbonne, but they're not hearing how it may fit for them. Because, things that I love the trips. My husband and I love to travel, and he kicks me out the door just so I can go earn a free trip for him, But there are people out there that they don't want to travel. That's not a big deal for them. Or, I want to be home with my kids, and then there's people out there that may not be their desire. So you have to find that out for them. If you're, telling them all about you and it doesn't fit them, then they're going to think that well, if everybody wants to be a stay-at-home mom, then this really isn't for me, okay? So you want to find that out. It's about relationships. It's about connecting, building those relationships. We talked about know you, like you, trust you. Okay, that's who they're going to want to do business with, those people. If you are talking and you hear words and words and words coming out of your mouth, you need to stop and start asking those questions, okay, and finding out about them. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to sell them on themselves, right? And people need to know that they would be good at this.
Okay, sorry, I'm going to switch your mic out.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
Technical difficulties.
Sorry. Here you go. Sounds good.
Oh, I'm tangled up. Sorry. I feel like Sarah Davenport.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Is this better?
Yeah, thank you.
Hopefully. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Verizon. Okay, this is the most important part, is to sell people on them. Why you think they would be great. You probably told them that on the phone, so you just want to reiterate that again. The best way to make people feel great about being in Arbonne and starting Arbonne is to make them feel great about them, okay? And sharing with them why they would just be so awesome. A lot of times, you guys, and I don't know if you've ever experienced this in your life in any way, I have until Arbonne. Arbonne has just changed my life in so many ways, but there were things that I didn't ever try if I thought there was a possibility that I would fail. Anybody experience that? Okay, and that's probably what a lot of those people are thinking. I've had people say that to me. Go, if I ask them, well, what's your biggest concern, about getting started? Well, what if it doesn't work? Okay, that's what people are thinking. Well, this may just not work for me. You want to tell them this will work for you, and here's why. And again, you want to be genuine. You want to tell them what you think about them, whether it's, you're just one of those people that people are drawn to. People want to be around you. You can say to them, you just remind me so much of so many of the women that are successful in Arbonne. You just really have all of those qualities. You're good with other people. You love helping others, and that's what our business is all about, and that's why I keep thinking about you. And so you want that to be part of that conversation. Let them know that they'd be great. The next thing that you want to do as you're sitting there chatting with them is to sell them on you. And tell them that you are 100% committed to Arbonne, and you are 100% committed to their success. I think that's one of the best things that my sponsor did for me when I first started, is that she told me she was going to be there for me no matter what, and she told me that you can do this. There were things that I did in the business just because she told me I could. I didn't believe that I could, but she told me that I could. And I knew that she was doing all of that to help me. So you want them to know that, hey, I am here. I'm here for the long haul. I'm looking for people that want to do this, and I will help you get to wherever you want to be in this business. You know, whether it's a couple $100 a month or, you know, take it all the way to the top, I'm going to hold your hand and help you get there. They need to know that. They need to know that you're committed to them. If you know, they think that, well, who knows, you know, she may not even be here in 6 months. You know, they may not want to jump in and really invest themselves in something if they don't know that you're invested in them as well. So you want to be committed to them and tell them that. All right, and then the next thing is you want to share Arbonne with them. Sell them on the benefits of Arbonne and network marketing. And this is really where you need to educate yourself on that. Your belief comes into play here. And this is really where you're going to get into that opportunity flip chart. And Cecilia has a great opportunity flip chart on her website that you can go and download and take with you, or whether you have one that you like to use that fits your personality. But what I actually say at an opportunity appointment, because that's always the awkward part for me, is like, let me flip out my flip chart now, you know, as I'm sitting there having coffee with somebody. That was always a little awkward for me. I let them know, so, you know, I'm going to run through a little bit of information here because I want you to get the big picture, the entire overview of what Arbonne's about. And if I just start talking, who knows where we'll go, because I could talk about Arbonne all day long. So I want you to know, I want to walk through a few things here so you can get the big picture. And my main goal for walking through this is so that you know what this is. And you know, I said no to this business for a long time because I really didn't know what it actually was. And I just wouldn't want that to happen to you. I want you to have all the information so that you can make an informed decision. Okay? And at that point, you're going to flip out your chart and you're going to walk through it. And again, that's showing them how duplicatable this business is. That she's sitting there, we're having a chat, we're, you know, having lunch or drinking coffee, and she's going through some notes. You know, so you can do this whether you are day one consultant or whether you're 6-year in consultant. Okay, you can do this with the chart. And so we're actually going to show you in just a minute. We're going to do a little bit of role play of what that looks like when you're sitting down with somebody and sharing that information with them. So you want them to know why Arbonne and why our business and why network marketing and why it's so amazing. Okay, and then at the very end of that, and this is sort of where the scary part gets in, you know, comes into play, is you want to ask them to join you. Right? You don't want to just go, okay, there's Arbonne, have a good one. You know, I mean, you want to ask. You don't want to leave that appointment without knowing where they stand. And this is what I want you to know. And I heard this once, and this actually just meant so much to me, is that it takes courage, not confidence, to build an Arbonne business. And so if you're out there right now and you go, oh, I just don't believe in myself, or I don't believe in, you know, I'm too afraid to do this, get past that. You don't have to be really confident. You just have to have courage. And you may not say it all right. You may fumble your words, and, you know, but this is all about practice. And the more you do it, the better you get. You know, I look at Susan Kilborn, and she is just a pro at sponsoring, but that's because she did it from day one. And that was her focus, and she's done it a lot. And so that's exactly what can happen for you. The more you do it, the more you practice, the better you're going to get. Do you know that the number one reason that people in this industry say that they joined a business like this? It's not because they said, oh, well, I wanted extra money, or, you know, I love that product. They say it's because somebody asked them. Isn't that crazy? And when they ask people that aren't in network marketing, so why have you never started your own network marketing business? It's not, oh, well, I'm just afraid of, you know, selling, or I'm too busy. It's, well, you know, nobody's ever really asked me. You know, as consultants, that should like hit home with us. We have to ask. We have to ask people to join our business. Okay, don't be afraid to hear no. You're gonna. Okay, that's just the nature of what we do. It's the business that we're in. We have some VPs sitting up here, and I don't know, you probably can't get this on camera, but I want to ask you guys, how many of you guys said no to the business the first time you heard it? Okay, most of them. How many of you said no more than once? Okay, I said no for 2 years. Okay. I'm not very smart, apparently, but I did, you know, but what if she'd stopped? You know, and I think I've heard you say that Martha McIntyre called you 5 times to get you to try your sample pack. Okay, now that's maybe not the business, but who would have stopped at the 3rd time or the 4th? Okay, don't stop. Don't be afraid to hear no. I love Susan Kilborn's example. she was talking earlier about how she had 11 people direct to her. 9 of them told her no the first time. 7 of them told her no the second time. Kay Dralos, National Vice President, told her she would never do it in a million years, right? But she didn't stop, okay? I told Carrie I would never do this. This is so not, I don't do that stuff. So you have to ask them to join your business. Ask them, so what do you think about doing Arbonne with me? Where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself doing this business? And then have a game plan of what you're gonna do. When they go, yeah, I think I'm gonna be in, and be like, oh, I don't know what to do now, so I'm gonna have to call you tomorrow. Don't do that. Have a game plan of what you want to happen after that, because you should always be thinking, what's next? What do I want next with this prospect or client or whatever? So have that game plan in mind. If they're ready to go, right then, while you're with them, book their launches. So, okay, we need to get an activity, and we want to book your launches, and then I want you to find a friend, okay, so that I can train you guys together. All right, that's going to be before you leave, get that on the calendar. And maybe they say, yeah, I'm interested, but this is just not the right time for me. I'm not interested, I'm not really ready to do this yet, but I could see it, being a great business. Then what do you want to do with them? Say, well, why don't we go ahead and book a party or two? And then you can check it out, and you're at least going to get some great products as a hostess, and then you might even find some clients or people that that would want to do this, and you can at least see what I do, okay? And then you might have those people that say, this is not for me, or this is not for me now, or whatever. You still want to ask them to host a party. I had that conversation today with a girl that said, I could see this being good for me, but not right now. And I said, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and host a party? We're going to help you get great discounts on products and get your friends excited about this. And, that's the way I build my business, and that would really help me out. So what I want you guys to see out of this appointment is, if you were afraid to go in before because, oh, what if they tell me no, or this, whatever, what happened as a result? Bottom line, bare minimum, you got a party. Okay, you should always walk away with a party, or maybe they hadn't tried the products, give them a sample. You're going to have a next step with those people, so it's a win-win for you guys. And once you do these one-on-one appointments, so that's what I want you guys to think of as you're going into it. Is that detach yourself from the outcome of it. Realize that you're sharing this amazing gift. Think about what your life would be like if it hadn't been shared with you, and that's what you have to offer. And then know that whatever happens, I'm going to be ahead of the game, okay? Because I'm either going to have a new client or another party booked off of it or what.